Porsche 911 is more than a sports car. It's a symbol of engineering discipline, heritage, and pure driving emotion. For over 60 years, the 911 has stayed loyal to one idea: a rear-engine performance machine that delivers speed, balance, and a sensation so unique that even rival supercar brands refuse to imitate it. In a world where cars change every few years, the 911 stands alone as a shape, a sound, and a driving feel that generations instantly recognize today. We're breaking down exactly why the Porsche 911 is one of the most legendary automobiles ever made, and everything you need to know before driving, buying, or simply admiring this icon. When Porsche first introduced the 911 in 1964, nobody knew it would become one of the most influential performance cars in history. Designed as the successor to the Porsche 356, the 911 kept the philosophy of lightweight, simple engineering and a driver-focused layout. What made the 911 revolutionary was its rear-engine design, the engine placed behind the rear axle. This layout gives the car incredible traction and a handling style that requires precision and skill, which is exactly why drivers around the world fell in love with it. Throughout the decades, the 911 never abandoned this formula. Instead, Porsche refined it year after year, turning a quirky layout into an unbeatable weapon on roads and racetracks. The first generation 911 started with a 2.0-litre flat-six engine, producing around 130 horsepower. It may sound small today, but the signature boxer engine character, smooth revs, a unique sound, and low center of gravity was already present. As the 1970s approached, Porsche pushed the limits even further. Models like the Carrera RS 2.7 became legends, known for their astonishing lightweight design and mechanical purity. Its ducktail spoiler wasn't added for style, but to reduce lift at high speeds. This was Porsche's engineering philosophy in action. Every shape, every curve, every part had a purpose. By the late 1970s and 1980s, the 911 Turbo arrived and changed the performance world forever. With wild acceleration, massive rear tires, and an unmistakable whale-tail spoiler, the 930 Turbo became a cultural icon. It was a car that demanded respect, often nicknamed the Widowmaker, because of how violently it delivered its power. Even so, it cemented the 911 as a supercar killer. Enthusiasts realized that Porsche didn't just build fast cars. They built machines that rewarded skilled drivers with lap times and precision that competitors struggled to match. As the 1990s approached, Porsche entered a new era with the 993 generation, the final air-cooled 911. To enthusiasts, this era represents the soul of the brand. The 993 combined mechanical purity with modern engineering, and its sleek headlights and sculpted design still make it one of the most desirable 911S ever produced. But technology was advancing fast, and Porsche acknowledged that water cooling was necessary to meet emissions, reliability, and performance demands. This shift arrived with the 996 generation in 1998, the first water-cooled 911. While some purists disliked the new direction and controversial fried egg headlights, the 996 was an engineering milestone. It modernized the platform, introduced more efficient engines, and helped Porsche survive as a company. From this point onward, every new generation of the 911 became more refined, more powerful, and more capable. The 997 generation that followed returned the 911 to its classic round headlight design and became a favorite among modern enthusiasts. It offered everything from a simple Carrera to the mind-bending GT3 and GT2 models. The GT3 in particular became the benchmark for track-focused cars. With a naturally aspirated flat six screaming to high RPMs and a chassis tuned with surgical precision, it proved that Porsche didn't need extreme horsepower to dominate racetracks. Then came the 991 generation, which marked one of the biggest evolutions in the 911 story. Porsche stretched the wheelbase, added advanced aerodynamics, introduced electric steering, and developed turbocharged engines for the entire lineup. Even though some people feared this modernization would dilute the 911's personality, Porsche surprised everyone by making the car faster, more comfortable, and more balanced than ever before. Models like the 911R and the GT3 RS became instant collector favorites, combining raw motorsport character with the polish of modern engineering. Today, the current 992 generation represents the pinnacle of the 911's evolution. It's wider, more powerful, and more technologically advanced, yet still unmistakably a 911. The base Carrera today produces more power than early turbo models ever dreamed of. The Turbo S accelerates from 0 to 60 faster than many hypercars, and the GT3 continues to be one of the purest, most exhilarating track cars in the world. With its aggressive aerodynamics, rear-wheel steering, and naturally aspirated engine that shrieks to 9,000 RPM, but beyond the evolution of power and performance, what makes the 911 truly special is the consistency of its identity. Every generation, no matter how advanced, stays loyal to three core ideas: the rear-engine boxer layout, the timeless shape, and the philosophy that the driver comes first. This consistency has allowed the 911 to maintain a character that people instantly recognize even decades later. That's why collectors cherish older 911s and why modern versions remain in such high demand. Porsche managed to keep the soul alive through every change. The 911 lineup today offers something for every type of driver, whether you want a daily sports car or a full-track weapon. The Carrera and Carrera S models provide a perfect balance of comfort and performance. They're incredibly usable, surprisingly fuel-efficient, and ideal for long drives. Move up to the GTS and you get the true sweet spot of the lineup. More power, sharper handling, and a sportier personality without sacrificing everyday usability. It's a favorite among enthusiasts who want one car that does everything. The Turbo and Turbo S models represent the peak of all-weather supercar performance. With explosive acceleration, advanced aerodynamics, and Porsche's outstanding all-wheel drive system, they deliver unbelievable speed that you can use every single day. Few cars in the world combine luxury, stability, and raw power the way a 911 Turbo does. Then there are the GT models, the GT3, GT3 RS, and GT2 RS. These are the crown jewels of Porsche's motorsport engineering. The GT3 is known for its naturally aspirated high-revving engine and razor-sharp handling. The GT3 RS takes things further, pushing aerodynamics and weight reduction to extreme levels. And the GT2 RS, with its twin-turbo engine and track-focused setup, is one of the most frighteningly fast road-legal cars ever built. These models are designed for purists who want the closest thing to a race car that can still be driven on the streets. Inside the cabin, the Porsche 911 strikes a perfect balance between modern luxury and timeless simplicity. The layout has always been driver-focused, with clear instruments and controls that feel purposeful. Today's 911S offer advanced infotainment systems, premium materials, customizable stitching, and countless personalization options through Porsche's exclusive manufacture program. Whether you want a minimalist driving machine or a luxurious grand tourer, the 911 can be shaped to match your personality. Looking toward the future, Porsche plans to keep the 911 at the center of its identity even as the automotive world moves toward electrification. While the 911 will eventually use some form of hybrid technology, Porsche has made it clear that the legendary flat-six engine will live on for as long as possible. Engineers are already working on synthetic fuels that could keep combustion engines alive in a carbon-neutral world. Porsche knows that the sound and feel of the 911 are too important to erase, and that preserving its character is essential to the brand's legacy. In the end, the Porsche 911 is more than specifications, horsepower numbers, or lap times. It's a living legend that bridges generations. It represents evolution without compromise and tradition without fear of innovation. Whether you find beauty in the early air-cooled classics or the ultra-advanced modern machines, the 911 offers a story of passion, engineering, and excellence that no other sports car has matched. After 6 decades, it continues to define what a true driver's car should be: thrilling, refined, and unmistakably iconic. This is the Porsche 911, and now you know everything you need to understand why it has earned its place among the greatest cars ever built.